Good morning. I'm Eric Anderson in for Debbie Cruz. It's Monday, July 3rd. Holding office is becoming more dangerous, especially for women. More on that next, but first, let's do the headlines. 3 UCSD student workers are free on bail after being arrested last week on felony charges, accused by the university of conspiracy and vandalism. The student employees are members of UAW 2865, and they participated in recent protests against the university administration for refusing to implement their new contracts. They were arrested at their homes on charges of felony conspiracy and vandalism outside the Scripps Institution of Oceanography several weeks ago. Jessica Ng was held for more than 12 hours at the Las Colinas detention facility.
What I'm feeling right now is a really strong sense of pride in my fellow union members for having fought so hard for what we got, as the UC is trying its very best to dodge its responsibilities.
In a written statement, UCSD says the students did $12,000 worth of damage to the Scripps facility, and that UC San Diego doesn't tolerate vandalism or other damage to university property. The electric shuttle program is back in the downtown area of Oceanside starting today. The Go Side neighborhood electric vehicle can transport 5 passengers at a time. It'll run Monday through Wednesday from noon to 10 p.m. and Thursday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can catch the shuttle by downloading the Ride Circuit app and choosing Oceanside as your location. It costs $3 per rider, a cap of $6 for groups of more than 2 riders. CHP officers are on the lookout for drivers under the influence during the 4th of July holiday. They made nearly 1,000 DUI arrests around the state during the last Independence Day holiday weekend. The annual maximum enforcement period will run through midnight tomorrow. From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for more of the local news you need.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt or for home improvements by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Learn more at splatero.com.
Holding political office in San Diego County is becoming increasingly dangerous, especially for women. Reporter Amitha Sharma says a local study is providing concrete evidence.
Local academics recently reviewed the Twitter accounts of San Diego County elected officials, mayors, council members, supervisors, and school board members dating back to 2018. Researchers found women are 3 times more likely than their male counterparts to be threatened over social media. Rachel Locke is the director of the Violence, Inequality, and Power Lab at USD, which conducted the poll.
Women tended to receive threats or harassment that were much more personalized in nature, sexualized in nature, that involved family members.
The threats were sparked by topics like COVID restrictions, gun rights, and race. The next phase of the survey is to brainstorm solutions to reducing threats. Amitha Sharma, KPBS News.
The Citizens Law Enforcement Review Board, known as CLERB, is investigating the deaths of 2 more San Diego County Jail inmates last week. So far, 8 inmates have died this year. The California legislature is considering a bill to try to reduce jail deaths. CLERB Executive Officer Paul Parker says he supports the legislation because it would add more transparency and oversight and remove the Sheriff's Department from running the system.
Whether that's to be an Office of Inspector General at the county level, whether that's to be some kind of county support or at least have some control other than financial, I think that would make sense.
The bill will get a hearing in Sacramento next month. Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed a previous version last year. A budget deal between the California governor and the state legislature will expand Medi-Cal reimbursement rates starting next year. Medi-Cal is the state's health care program for low-income Californians. Advocates say the agreement gives recipients more options for care. Health reporter Matt Hoffman has more.
State funding for Medi-Cal is set to increase by $2.7 billion. It will largely go toward raising reimbursement rates for physicians and hospitals. Groups like the California Medical Association say this is a big deal because Medi-Cal hasn't historically covered actual costs of care. Tolu Alashe Ajayi is a pediatrician and former president of the San Diego County Medical Society.
So being able to have coverage that actually allows access, that is the key. I wholly anticipate it's going to really open up access in a huge way.
The explanation for how the increase will work isn't so straightforward. It will bring provider reimbursement rates to 87.5% of Medicare rates. Right now, that reimbursement rate could be as low as 60% for some procedures. The Medical Association says increases will start in January for primary and maternity care, along with some mental health services, before expanding to specialty care. Matt Hoffman, KPBS News.
Workers at a Starbucks in Encinitas went on strike Friday to protest the company's treatment of unionized stores. Last month, the Starbucks near Leucadia and the Five became the first in the county to see its employees unionize. They say the company has failed to bargain in good faith over things like wages and working conditions. Employee Nellie Kaufman says customers have been supportive.
It's a scary thing to put yourself out there and come together and say, you know, we're not going to let management treat us this way. And so to be received so well by our community is validating and refreshing.
Starbucks denied allegations of unfair labor practices, but the company says it does prefer a direct relationship with its employees. And a Starbucks store in Hillcrest is the second in the county to petition to unionize with Starbucks Workers United. Metro reporter Andrew Bowen explains what they want to change.
Emma Bradshaw has worked for Starbucks for 3 years. She likes her job and her customers, but things started to go sour at the store on University Avenue and Richmond Street about 8 months ago. An electrical fire forced the store to close, and the generators powering the store ever since have been unreliable.
We had a joke at the store. Tuesdays, every single Tuesday, we would lose power. I think it was like multiple weeks in a row that we would have to close.
Those closures have meant less hours. Bradshaw has struggled to pay rent and came close to losing her health insurance. She's been forced to troubleshoot the broken generators herself, even when it's raining.
I know that if I had more representation, I would have the power to say, like, no, I need hazard pay. I need a different solution. It's just been kind of a frustrating last year, and I think that's what's mostly pushed me towards moving or joining the union.
Starbucks recently announced it was closing a different store a half-mile away, claiming it was due to incidents involving the homeless community. Bradshaw says the homeless who visit her store are kind and respectful, and usually just want a cup of water. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
Starbucks has declined to recognize any of its unions voluntarily. That means the Hillcrest store will likely have to hold an election supervised by the National Labor Relations Board. Coming up, not sure what you're doing for the 4th of July yet? We've got details on some of the fireworks shows happening around town. We'll have that and more just after the break.
KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more, Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.
The San Diego County Fair comes to a close tomorrow. Fair officials say that attendance is on pace with last year. As North County reporter Alexander Wynn tells us, people celebrating July 4th at the fair should plan ahead. On-site parking may be a bit tough to find.
The 4th of July is typically one of the busiest days at the fair, and this year, fair officials say they expect a sellout crowd. Tristan Hallman, spokesperson for the fair, says on-site parking sold out in recent days.
We don't have as much parking as we used to. Back in the old days, we restored some of that to wetlands habitat. We also see people here spending more time at the fair, so you don't have that same turnover.
Who wants to have some fun?
He also recommends people take public transit to get to the fair, like the Fair Tripper from MTS and NCTD.
It's $20 per person, but that is also the price of the cost of admission is included, so basically it's paying for itself.
Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
And speaking of the 4th of July, how about some details on fireworks shows happening in the county tonight and tomorrow? Here's San Diego News Now host Debbie Cruz getting all the details from web producer Brendan Tuccinardi.
Oh, the 4th of July, so many festive ways to celebrate. Fun with family and friends, music and entertainment, games, picnics, and of course, fantastic fireworks displays. If you still don't have concrete plans for the holiday, we have some great recommendations. Joining me now with details on 4th of July happenings across the county is my colleague, Brendan Tuccinardi. Brendan, welcome.
Hi, Debbie.
When I think of fireworks, I imagine colorful bursting lights in the sky and loud booms. This year, there will be a non-traditional fireworks show in Ocean Beach. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, Debbie. So usually in Ocean Beach, they launch the fireworks off from the Ocean Beach Pier. But this year, because of damage, they can't do that. So instead, they're going to have a drone show. And that's just more environmentally friendly, safer for pets, and also mindful of those who have PTSD. So they're going to launch 300 drones that will make shapes and objects in the sky. And there's going to be online music, so people have something to listen to while they watch. And the pre-show starts at 8:45 and the drones launch at 9:05. And you should be able to see it all throughout Ocean Beach and Point Loma. But the best viewing, according to the organizers, is going to be at the Newport Avenue Business District. And you know what? La Jolla is also ditching the fireworks for a drone show. And that show starts at 8:45. And you'll be able to see them the best at Kellogg Park.
And Brendan, of course, the Big Bay Boom is the absolute biggest show in the county every year. What do we need to know before heading over to that event?
Yeah, Debbie. So that actually is the largest firework display on the West Coast. And it's been a San Diego tradition since 2001. So fireworks shoot off from 4 barges on the San Diego Bay. The show starts at 9 p.m. and you can see it across central San Diego. The best viewing will be at Shelter Island, Harbor Island, North Embarcadero, and the Marina District, as well as the Coronado Ferry Landing. And of course, you can see it while you're on the bay in a boat. Organizers recommend you bring your own lawn chairs and blankets. And of course, snacks, you'll want to have something. Popcorn, I think, would be good for a fireworks show. And I think I can't talk about the Big Bay Boom without mentioning how in 2012, all the fireworks went off at the same time. That's one of my 4th of July traditions, is watching those videos and just having a good laugh.
Yes, I was there for that one, and we were like, what's going on? But I'm really looking forward to this year's. Let's turn our focus to the South Bay now. Are there any fireworks shows happening there?
Yeah, in Chula Vista, they're having their 4th Fest. It's going to be a fireworks display at the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center. The gates open at 7 and the show starts at 9. It's open to the public, all ages, and there will be food trucks on site.
How about people celebrating up north?
So in North County, San Marcos's annual fireworks show is at Bradley Park. There's going to be cover bands that start at 5 p.m., carnival games, jumpers, and also food on site. It's BYOC, bring your own chairs, and the fireworks start at 9 p.m.
Then there are those people that want to avoid crowds and the traffic on the 4th of July. Are there any pre-holiday fireworks tonight?
Yeah, so in Oceanside, they do their fireworks display on July 3rd to coincide with the city's birthday. This year, it's turning 135. The fireworks begin at 9 p.m., and they're going to be shot off from the SoCal Soccer Complex.
And Brendan, how are you planning to celebrate the 4th?
I'm actually still figuring that out, but it will for sure involve some sort of beach, hot dogs, and a cold drink, and of course, fireworks.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Well, I hope you and our listeners have a safe and fun 4th of July. I've been speaking to KPBS web producer Brendan Tuccinardi. Brendan, thank you for joining me on the San Diego News Now podcast.
Thanks, Debbie, and happy 4th.
That's it for the podcast today. As always, you can find more San Diego news online at kpbs.org. I'm Eric Anderson. Our team will be off the 4th of July holiday, and the podcast will be back on Thursday. I'll be up in Julian for music and a parade on the 4th, and maybe one of those firework-free drone performances in the evening. Thanks for listening. Have a great Monday and a safe and fun 4th of July.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Latino Legacy Foundation, presenting their Storyteller series, Reach for the Stars with Ellen Ochoa, the first Latina astronaut. Welcome Serenade by the all-female mariachi Amapolas, Sunday, June 29th. More at LatinoLegacyFoundation.org.